Around the VGK world this week. 4 games coming up, 3 of them at home, sandwiched around Thanksgiving. We're looking forward to Gold Friday, Silver Saturday, and we'll get to it all as we bring you inside Studio 31 at City National Arena. Darren Millard along with the Olympian, Daren Eliot, who is ready to rock and roll. The VGK up against the Vancouver Canucks tonight, the last of the Pacific Division opponents that Bruce Cassidy will get to see this year. It is 14-4-1. to kick off the campaign, 4-2-1 inside the Pacific Division, and on top of the loop, it's been pretty good.
It has, and it's been a point of emphasis for Bruce Cassidy to kind of gauge where he is in terms of the competition in the division, because wasn't that familiar with it coming in. So from the beginning, he's always said it's good to get a gauge of where you are early in the season against the competition you're going to have to beat out to make the playoffs. Looking forward to this weekend, of course, reverse retro launch at T-Mobile against the Vancouver Canucks. So a quick home and home with Bruce Boudreau's team. We'll get into the reverse retro side and what you will experience if you're going to that game against the Vancouver Canucks. Tyler Ferrero is going to be with us in just a little bit to set the scene for you at the Fortress. We'll also chat with Gary Lawless from Vancouver after the morning skate with the Golden Knights up against the Vancouver Canucks. They've dominated Vancouver, but have dropped the last 2. So I'm not sure where you're at with this matchup. Well, if you go back to last year, it cost them. You know, and it was really a matter of the special teams, right? It was they lost that badly, and they lost 2 games when they were trying to make the playoffs that just didn't help their cause down the stretch. Vancouver's another team like Edmonton. So I think it's good that they're playing in the consecutive games, because you've got a team in Vancouver that follows the script of the Oilers, that leans on 2 players big time. Yeah, and they really lean on their power play. Mm-hmm. Not unlike Edmonton, and they're not very good in the penalty kill. Like Edmonton. Right. And they haven't gotten great goaltending to date, but they've won a couple of games. And they're dangerous. They have Quinn Hughes, who hasn't on the back end, who no goals but 16 assists. He kind of fueled 8 of them on the power play. And Bo Horvat has become a revelation as the net front guy, bumper guy in front of the net. He's got 6 power play goals of his 14. Always been a credible player. I didn't say incredible, credible player, but now he's a power play guy, and he's scoring at a record clip for him. What do you take of Vegas's game against the Oilers on Saturday? Boy, they went into the previous game against the Coyotes and wanted to get back, drilled down on their defensive details. And it's one thing to do it against Arizona. It's another thing entirely to do it on the road against Edmonton. 22 shots on goal against in 60 minutes of regulation hockey. 5-on-5, they dominated. I think you had to be really happy with that game from a defensive standpoint. That's what I remember, and that's what I expect them to take into Vancouver as well. Probably as a coach, the happiest that you can be, not walking out with 2 points. Yeah, especially since the game-winning goal was, we saw Eichel get the edge, right, on Scheifele against Winnipeg and make a fantastic play at the net. Well, Pietrangelo gaps up in the neutral zone. He's like, piff, Connor McDavid, stick is out of the way. He gets the edge. There's not much you can do. Like I said, at the time in the post-game show, 20 years ago, somebody's coming across to play a physical play. We don't do that anymore. Everybody plays sticks, which is fine, except not for Connor McDavid. He's too quick. He's too fast, too skilled. Score a great goal against you, and you just have to kind of tip your hat to him and go, okay, we got a point. Is there not as much physical play in 3-on-3 because you're always looking to go the other way? Well, you don't want to throw that hit because it takes you out of an opportunity to counter? And it might take you out entirely, right? Oh, right. And that's the same reason why defensively it's with your feet, with your stick, with your reach. You don't hit, stick, and pin anymore. Mm-hmm. Those kinds of concepts have long passed away for a good reason. That's why you're allowed to have smaller defensemen that move their feet, can be effective in this league, where it was like a couple guys in the entire league per year. Now there's 1 or 2 guys maybe per team. that fit that bill.
Number 1 against number 2 on the 2015 National Hockey League draft. McDavid with a couple of points, including the game-winning goal, and Jack Eichel counters with an assist. It was fun to track that throughout the night.
It was. There's a good play on the tying goal, too, by Eichel. I mean, you got to have ice and veins confidence, call it what you will, when you're talking about a guy that can knock the puck down at the blue line, hold it, wait, and not be afraid it's going to get poked and go the other way, and have an odd man rush the other way. Then he's able to find Shea Theodore filling a lane, who finds Mark Stone, and they get the tying goal. The matchup, Bruce Cassidy tried to bait Coach Woodcroft in Edmonton into a one-on-one head-to-head top line versus top line. Woody having none of it. He doesn't do that very often. Eichel's line played against other lines, whereas the McDavid line spent most of their matchups 5-on-5 against our quote-unquote third line, but it might be the fourth line.
Because of the last change, that's an advantage for Edmonton.
Yeah, the home team can do that, and I get what Bruce Cassidy, he likes that. He's always liked that. You know, you had Patrice Bergeron, best defensive forward year after year after year on your top line. So he doesn't mind going top line to top line. He actually prefers it. And he's very comfortable with Jack Eichel, which speaks volumes to how far he's come defensively. But it didn't happen the way everybody hoped it would, that it would be a classic head-to-head matchup, one-on-one, and even when the game-winning goal, right? Eichel's not on the ice. You know, one guy that can stay with him, Stevenson was. But you've got – the reason was McDavid just wasn't coming off the ice.
Took an extended shift.
Minute 20. He wasn't coming off the ice. And so you couldn't even change into a matchup if you wanted to.
So you've got a top-heavy team in Edmonton, now a top-heavy team in Vancouver, at least when it comes to production.
Right.
That would cause problems for a lot of teams. With Vegas, does it bother them because of the Jack Eichel, who's come so far defensively, and we've heard Bruce Cassidy rave about his game away from the puck, and then William Karlsson and the Misfits.
And the quote-unquote fourth line.
Right. When
Waz in there when he's healthy. We think there might be a lineup change tonight. We'll have to wait and see. But, you know, you've got three lines, and that fourth line with Colasar and Carrier and whoever centers it, but particularly with Waz in the middle, they start a lot of games. So a lot of teams will say, well, we can do that. We'll start our top line. They're okay with at least three lines matching up against anybody's top line. So that's a huge advantage.
They don't mind them going against anybody.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And that's why they would start home or on the road, whether you get last change or not.
Yep.
From a defensive aspect, talk about being comfortable. Again, going against Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl and that group, they were able to really be in their element.
They were, and I think, you know, we'll talk about it tonight in the pregame show. If you're going to play Vancouver, just you can't give up space in the neutral zone, and Vancouver loves to stretch it. I mean that's what they do. Elias Pettersson is really good 5-on-5 in the open ice, setting up plays that way. They're not a grinding kind of a team, and neither necessarily are the Oilers. So, hey, you have to think they might be thought of differently in terms of where they are in the standings and where they ended up last year. But two potent offenses that can get things going quickly, I think it's going to be a really good test. And I think, like you said, the coach is really happy with where they are going into Vancouver coming out of Edmonton.
And Bruce Boudreau goes on the Vancouver side. Nobody's had more success against Vegas as a head coach than Bruce Boudreau. That's what the stats say, all-time head-to-head. Overall this year, it's been a real challenge for Bruce. There was a lot of talk that there may be a switch. If they had lost the last game against LA, they were able to pull that one out. How intense do you think the environment is in Vancouver?
Very. I mean, you know, Boudreau. Here's two of the best, most successful coaches, top 5 all time with coaches that have coached over 500 games in terms of winning. Cassidy versus Boudreau. Boudreau versus Vegas, as you mentioned, he's been able to get through them and to them. So, you know, when I look at what's going on in Vancouver, you know, he has the gallows humor. I guess I lived another day after the win.
That's the way he started his press conference.
Exactly. That's how tense it is there. It's not really fair to him or the team. Don't know what management's trying to accomplish by stalling. But all I know is he's a heck of a coach. He's creative. He does it his way, and typically his teams respond.
You don't want to pile on, and we're not bringing that up to have any type of enjoyment in somebody being under pressure. But from a Golden Knights perspective, and that can be a toxic environment in Vancouver when things aren't going well and inside that arena. If you got any type of early lead, the way Vegas has been able to do this year, you can turn that arena upside down.
You can. They started 0-5-2. So there's where all the vitriol start. Bruce came in and got them almost to the playoffs last year. Then it didn't start well. And so everybody's looking for why isn't it? Look, that historically, Winnipeg and Vancouver, notorious not great locker rooms. So it's a tenuous build in terms of the roster construction. Never mind that their defense isn't great defensively or as a team. Again, they've never bought into playing together that I've seen. If you can get up, and that's been one of the strengths of the Golden Knights, scoring early.
And Vancouver, too, has been able to get leads. They're one of the highest scoring first period teams. They just can't hold them. They blew them in that 5-game road trip to start the season. It was blown lead after blown lead. But if you can somehow match them or get that unruliness out of the crowd.
Oh, yeah. You can turn it not just to being quiet. Mm-hmm. They can turn on the home team quickly.
I'm not out for any type of bloodletting, though. I don't want craziness in the rink. I experienced that in Vancouver in 2011. That was not fun after the Stanley Cup final. Vancouver takes on the Golden Knights tonight. You've got 14-4-1 against 6-9-3. So it's a lopsided matchup. I think Logan Thompson goes back in tonight. You'd expect him to go?
Yeah, I would expect him to go. There's nothing. What can you say about his play? It's been impeccable. It's been outstanding. He kind of got righted along with everybody else in terms of getting back to goals against under 3 against Arizona, just giving up the 1 goal. That's what you're looking for here. 2 or less, and you should win the game going away.
You played in the National Hockey League. Mm-hmm. When did you feel comfortable at that level?
Never.
The 30th start tonight for Logan Thompson's career.
He's been able to do something that everybody strives for, take advantage of a situation and get multiple starts in succession or be in there as the lead guy, even though we can't call him the number one. If you relate it back to, I was always trying to find that game and establish myself at the same time, having spent 0 time in the American League. He went to the American League, won the award, went back to start the second time, and it's like, I'm doing it again. So he felt comfortable with his game, and it translated. He did a great job last year, came in with full of confidence, and has backed it up with better play, more consistent play this season. So he should be comfortable. Like I said, I wouldn't say I felt real comfortable ever, like I was established.
Well, you said never.
I was always chasing. Chasing.
Yeah, is that why?
Yeah,
because you weren't on an established team with.
Yeah, like I had won. I think I won 25 games total. And in one stretch, I won 5 straight games. And it didn't lead to 10 or 12 starts, or 10 out of 12. It just was like, okay, that was a good run. That's it. I
blame the coaching. That's what I do.
No.
They couldn't see the
I
the
needed
future
to take,
in you?
No, it's a difference. If maybe you think that at the time, if you're immature like I probably was. All those years later, the difference is if I would have taken more advantage of the games in front of me, not worried about the games I wasn't playing, worried about the games I was playing, could be a different outcome. They gave me plenty of time.
We got something special coming up in segment number 2. We're going to talk about the launch of the reverse retro, the first time the Golden Knights will wear those sweaters. That's coming up on Saturday, but there's an add-on part of it that everybody in the arena is going to experience, including gifts. We've got gifts. News of gifts. One of the best rivalries in all the sports is coming to the Dollar Loan Center in Henderson on December 15th. The U.S. and the Canadian national women's hockey teams have battled on Olympic and World Championship stages for decades, and now they're in the Valley middle of next month. Visit thedollarloancenter.com to get tickets to see the best in the world battle on December 15th. We had Megan Bozak for a couple of shows, one of the best in the world on the defensive side. She talked it up. She was part of the USA Hockey's a long-time national women's team, 2 Olympic silver medals, and she says you can't get anything better than Canada versus USA in the women's hockey scene, and we agree with that. USA leads the best-of-5 series 3-0 after another win last night in Seattle. Tyler Ferrero coming up. Gifts and in-arena news about Saturday's big reverse retro launch on Nighttime at Noon coming up. Right into it. Hello, we are back at Nighttime at Noon, Studio 31. This is awesome stuff. A 3-person panel in the Studio 31 environment. Daren Millard, along with Daren Eliot and Tyler Ferrero. You are the Senior Manager of Entertainment Experience. Explain that title.
Well, first off, sorry I didn't get the Darren memo. I apologize about
Too late to change. If you want to call yourself a Darren, you have to spell it with a Y or an I.
There you go.
Like,
it
easy
can't be
names
the same.
in, be 3D, all kinds of stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, so Senior Manager of Entertainment Experience over here. I've been with the team since year 1 and essentially just kind of help put on the show with the best in the business. Calling and scripting the shows and making sure all the cool elements are working properly with a phenomenal team over there at City National Arena. It's a lot of fun.
Do you decide who does the siren?
We have a team that just
Come
kind
on,
of.
say it's you.
It's not me. It's not me.
I'm trying to get Darren to do the siren one
Oh,
time.
you'd be great.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm left-handed,
so I need to
though.
know who to talk to do the siren.
You can talk to us.
You're just trying to get me off
schedule
set.
it.
There, yeah. If I can get rid of him and do more shows by myself, it'd be really good. So Tyler, we got the big reverse retro launch as far as wearing them in a game coming up on Saturday
Right.
against the Vancouver Canucks. what? Because a lot of teams are wearing them, but it's okay. That's cool. The Philadelphia Flyers had the Cooperalls for warm up, and there's different aspects. What will we see from your team that adds onto it on Saturday?
Yeah, well, we're looking at them right now. I think just first off, it's phenomenal. Thank you and congratulations to our marketing and design team, Brady and his group, for helping design these and making them so cool and unique, and giving us and the organization a real playground to be able to play with.
It's a platform. Right?
It's a real platform. No stone was left unturned with this, and we get to have a lot of fun with it. So on our side, on the entertainment side, I can say that it's going to be a totally unique and different Open.
Really?
Compared to what we're doing now. It's going to be highly reflective of the jersey itself, and
I get it, reflective.
See, I stuck that in there, didn't I? Stuck it in there. It's going to mirror kind of the vibe that the jersey kind of gives off, and enhance some of the elements, and almost give whys to why the jersey is this way, that way, just based into the lore of our Opens and everything like that. It's going to be blurring the line a little bit between what's real and what's not. I'll keep that as vague as possible.
I've been there before.
It's going to be really cool, I think. We're actually shooting it tonight, so we have a quick, tight turnaround. But yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Can you tell us where, or would you rather keep that a secret?
Got it. That's got to keep it close to the vest.
Let me ask you, like we've seen the work. It's been industry leading and standard setting.
Thank you.
How much fun is that creative process? I know there's the work.
Yeah.
But because showbiz looks really glitzy, but there's a lot of downtime and wait time. How much fun though is it to see the final product for you guys?
It is. It's really, really, really cool. What's cool for all of us is we do these videos, and it could be an Open or it could be a simple edit or something like that, and immediately we get instant gratification based on how the audience reacts to it, right? And immediately we can take those reactions and say, oh, the audience really liked this, let's lean a little bit more into this. They didn't like this, let's lean away from this a little bit. And we've taken some of those thoughts and notes as well and kind of put it into the Open that we have coming up. And I think you guys are going to like it. I think it's going to be really cool. I'm just really excited about it.
I tried to get it out of my stage generic. Okay.
Yeah, come on. Come on. I can't tell you everything.
Well, almost all of it. We got an audience. We're competing against the World Cup of Soccer right now.
I know.
Come on, give the people something here.
I did. Andrew Abrams, our VP of Entertainment, did give me approval to say that the Golden Knight himself might look a little bit different.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So he might have something kind of going on with his situation.
Does he get crusty?
Let's reflect.
Wearing that thing around all the time?
No, he's good. He's awesome.
Because he's always banging that thing. It looks like he might be trying to rattle your cage a little bit.
No, he gets in the crowd's faces a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's great.
Golden Knights is going to possibly looking a little different. Tyler Ferraro is here, the senior manager of in-game entertainment experience. Could we come up with a title that rolls off the tongue a little bit for the next time that you're on the program? Can I work with you on that?
Yeah, we can brainstorm.
You're a creative guy.
Schedule a brainstorm. We'll get something down. Yeah.
Schedule a brainstorm. Something that we never say for our shows.
We call it a conversation. We call it getting coffee. You have the challenge or the opportunity with this sweater to be able to go a lot of different places. I have my reverse retro authentic sweater on in the stands on Saturday night. Will I glow?
That is the plan. Yeah.
Wow.
Wear your reverse retros on Saturday. You'll kind of become part of the show a little bit is kind of our vibe. It's a big, again, like it's really cool what the marketing and graphic team kind of came up with. And we're in this golden age is our big thing. And we have this black jersey. So we're kind of playing with, the dark age, golden age kind of vibe, right? So there's a lot of fun we get to have with that, and obviously tying it back to Vegas in 1995 with the Stardust and Excalibur font logos and everything like that, and the glitz and glam and shining lights and everything. We're really trying to bring that out in what we're doing for Saturday.
I think the warm up in the dark would be great because that would throw Vancouver off entirely.
It would.
Glow pucks. We'll get glow pucks.
I'll see if we can get NHL approval for that.
Sure,
I'll let you know
for the pregame warm up.
What about I got like longer term because I know I've got my first reverse retro,
the red one.
Yeah, the red one. I loved that jersey.
Yeah.
Well, but it was like a one and done.
Yep.
That's league wide. That's what happens.
It's league wide.
Same
yeah.
thing?
Yeah. So luckily for us, and I don't know who kind of decided. Maybe Tosi and our communications team or something. But
Eric Tosi's our boss.
The big guy.
Big boss.
We're using them 8 times, which is super cool. Other teams, I think, have only doing them like 2 or 3
Trump's
times.
wearing them twice.
Yeah, twice,
Some
right?
should
So
do it less than that.
so for some teams, I think it's a checkbox, right?
Yeah.
Adidas said, "Here's your jersey, wear it a couple times." We kind of went the extra mile and said,
You embraced it.
we embraced it. Yeah,
absolutely.
we definitely embraced it. And so we're using them 8 times, I believe, right? So this Open will go all those
That's
8
cool.
times as well. So if you don't see it Saturday, you'll be able to see it another time. But
There we go.
yeah.
So I'm at the game Friday.
Okay.
I'm going to see a totally different show
Yes.
Friday night to Saturday night.
Correct.
Wow.
And we have to find time to rehearse that
How do
in
you do
between.
that? Because I'm doing radio in the afternoons. I'm watching you guys do
Yep.
all your
Yep.
stuff and rehearsals, and everything is rehearsed every day.
Yep.
To make sure and keep it tight. How do you do that? Do a whole different show the next night?
Uh,
Adele's not doing that.
Dell's not doing that. Quickly would be the answer. With the Thanksgiving holiday in there, too. We're not calling anyone in on Thanksgiving, obviously. We wouldn't do that. But we're going to have to find some time, I think, after the game Friday, where a bunch of us are kind of staying back and going to rehearse
Seriously?
it. Yeah, because it's a 5 o'clock game Friday. So we'll get out a little bit early there. And then Saturday we'll be in super early and making sure everything's running, projections working, and videos timing out correctly. And like I said, we're filming tonight, so it's a really, really fast and quick turnaround, but we're excited.
Do you know exactly what you're doing tonight, or is part of it going to be on the fly? Oh, this might be neat.
So it's funny. A lot of our opens,
I bet you the camera people don't think it's funny.
No, Jeff behind the Jeff back. There's his hand. Yeah, he knows all about it. We're big on improv, and we have an idea, we have a plan, and we go in and execute it. And normally for our opens or any shoot that we're on, we get the plan, but we kind of improv kind of on the spot. Oh, this angle would be cool. For tonight, we have 2 hours. And that's all we have to shoot the Open tonight. So we were actually making a shot list just before I came on here to make sure that we have all of our shots, because we have to be so quick and concise tonight.
Shots again?
Shot.
Yeah, shot. Yeah, Little John.
Hey, give me some love on that one. That was really good. Connecting the dots right there.
There you go. I love it. But yes, so we have a shot list, so everything's going to be pretty planned out for tonight, just because it kind of has to be. But the idea we have is pretty set in stone, and we're going to have 3 cameras shooting it, so we'll just overshoot the heck out of it, and in the edit room, our poor editors will have to go through a lot of stuff. But
So what you shoot tonight is for Nitron.
correct.
We'll go on Nitron.
Yeah.
Then you've got the projection and everything that goes onto the ice and in the stands. What's the challenge in making those two work? You leaning on one more than the other, or that would get complicated for me.
It definitely is. I think for this one that we have coming up, we have a really good balance between the live video and the live on ice projection. Everything. The projection, our great graphics guys Dan and Jalen, they've been working on the projection for I think like 2.5 weeks now, and it's. I can't say. They're recreating. They're recreating a lot of really cool Vegas landmarks with it. That's vague enough, I think. But yeah, so they've been working on that for 2.5 weeks, and the way we kind of do it is we'll say, okay, we have the Open's going to be this long. We need this much time for ice projection, and we kind of segment it out. So when you watch it, you'll see that there's like really 3 segments, 3 acts of ice projection. There's an act 1 that takes this long. There's an act 2 that takes this long. And act 3, the final, takes this long. And there's different things that happen in each of those acts. And it's actually pretty clear cut, kind of where those acts start and end, which is kind of cool. So yeah, we'll see what it looks like.
Do you get to say and scene?
Tonight I will. Yeah. And cut and scene and action, the whole thing. Yeah.
Take 42, Millard.
You're not far off from that. World's worst when it comes to taping things.
We're a bunch of film guys over there, so we do what we love it. Yeah,
so
it's
cool.
great. Yeah.
I had a friend who, remember the Seattle one? You would, Tyler,
Yes.
for sure. Senior manager, entertainment experience. That opening for the Kraken game last year was spectacular. And it went viral.
Yeah.
But I had a buddy who works over in our office whose daughter was at that game, and she was like freaked out because the octopus or whatever came up, and she thought the octopus was down there all the time. It was because it was so real.
Yeah.
You must be like, for these opportunities, must get almost giddy.
Yeah, it's super cool to be able to create stories, and we really enjoyed the Kraken one because it's kind of, I don't want to say petty, but we got to introduce the Kraken.
Yeah.
To
it's not
our
petty
league,
at all.
right?
No.
So,
that's a win, buddy.
Yeah.
That's a win.
So I think that was really cool that we were able to do that. And for this one, there it is right there.
On the stream, if you're watching the stream, you can see the Kraken opening. Look,
Our
that was a night, right?
Right. And like you said, what a new franchise, and you guys get to be the ones to bring it into the NHL. Very unique and well done.
So
Thank you.
Do you think Saturday has the potential to go viral like what we saw from the Kraken?
So we never do anything for the intention of going viral. We hope that it gets the.
You should watch my Instagram because that's all I do.
We hope that it gets the attention from other people around the league, but more importantly, I think the fans are going to really, really enjoy this. They're really going to love it. They're going to have I think they're going to have a great time. We're really looking forward to it. We've had this date circled on our calendars for a long time. So,
did you coordinate with the folks at Kraken, because that's very similar to what they ended up doing all year long for their Open?
We did not coordinate with them at all. No.
But we beat them.
We did beat them.
You gave them some good ideas too, by the way.
Yeah.
Because I saw their Open when we were up there last year on the road, and it was like, I think I've seen that before.
Maybe we bring that back when we play Seattle again this year. Maybe just a one-off, just for old times' sake.
I'd be fine with it. Hey, see what we did before you guys did it? We have gifts for people too. On Saturday.
I think so. Yeah, I think
Swag.
our marketing team has been working on putting something on the seats for everyone.
It's going to be a glow-in-the-dark rally towel.
That's it.
You
right?
were trying to pretend you hadn't been told.
I've
been given clearance.
All right. You got the clearance. That's fine.
I hope
I've been.
I just want to reread this. You can mention with Tyler. Okay, good.
Yep.
I didn't blow it. This won't be my last time.
Please do not say that.
A glow-in-the-dark rally towel. So
Yeah.
even if you're not one of the lucky, fortunate people to get one of the authentic
Right.
VGK reverse retro jerseys, you'll still have an opportunity. to
Either
have that.
way, you'll be a part of the show, and it'll be a super cool moment. Yeah.
Are you working that night,
I am.
Darren Eliot?
I added to the broadcast with Shane and Dave, and one of us will be between the benches, either myself or the sheriff. It's up to him, obviously, but it's going to be so cool to be part of that.
So you'll be glowing regardless. Just be with those guys, right?
Absolutely. I'm part of the team.
Now, I'm curious, but we got Tyler here from the entertainment side of it. As an athlete, some guys don't care at all. Other athletes really embrace something neat like this reverse retro jersey. What were you?
On the end of the bench, so I always was. I always thought that doing interviews was part of the gig, and I was always really interested in everything that goes into an arena event.
Did you like new jerseys, different jerseys?
Well, we didn't do that much back when I played, but I enjoyed the promotions, especially when you're in the American Hockey League. That's a big part of, well, even at the NHL level now, every game has to have some kind of a giveaway, a promotion, a reason to be there. I always found that fascinating. So many people involved in putting on a hockey game, not just the players.
You know what I'd like to do? I would like you to bring one of your King jerseys, your LA King sweaters, and I want to weigh it compared to the reverse retro jersey that the guys will wear on Saturday. Because that'd be kind of neat to see the difference, because the material.
Better if we were playing the Kings. But
I know, but I
know, I get you.
You didn't play for Vegas then, did you?
No.
Tyler, before I let you go,
Yeah.
Do you feel pressure when something like this comes up? And it's an absolute. We've had some fun here, but that's a serious question. You guys have raised the bar so high.
Right.
Do you feel it a little bit? Do you get nervous?
I don't know. I think we just have so much fun, and I think that's a big focus of the organization this year too. Is bringing back. You see in some of the Golden Age TV spots we've come up with, just having.
That's
fun.
all you, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Don't worry. Whoever comes on next, I'm going to say the same thing too. So
so
embrace
by that,
it.
we're going to have to loosen up, you and I.
Yeah. I got hoodies coming. Like I wore the hoodie. Did you like the hoodie?
The hoodie's great.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, but that is a huge department. Team up there,
bring back the fun.
Those are great. The Golden Age spots are great, and I think as long as we're having fun, that gets reflected in the show and what we do, how we do it. And I hope that the fans kind of can feel that energy as well and take it in.
I don't think the fun ever left your department. To be perfectly honest, like you guys, your whole men, women are all so amazing. We went through a challenging environment last year.
Fun goes better with winning.
As a hockey team with all the injuries, but being able to have fun and win. is pretty cool.
Well, also too, keep in mind we did half a season, almost a full season with 20% capacity, 50% capacity. So that affects us too. So we had to try and figure out other creative ways to keep the crowd engaged and keep them having fun. And I think, like during that whole time, it kind of really went away just based on variables outside of our control. But we're super excited now to obviously be in the golden age and be ready to hit the ground running on a bunch of new and exciting stuff.
Well, we did our part doing the wave up in Section 117. Before we let you go now, when can I pencil Eliot in to do the siren?
I think all of our November sirens are booked, but starting in December... we have a couple open spots. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Put you in a Santa hat.
Perfect. Elf.
He loves dressing up. I put him in a football helmet, a Nighthawks
I love
helmet one night, and he said, that won't happen again. I'll do it once. That won't happen again.
We'll get you on the siren.
Tyler Ferrero, Senior Manager, Entertainment Experience with the Vegas Golden Knights. Have some great times this week. You got 3 games in 4 nights with a launch, and we can't wait to see it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You guys have done such a great job that it's just going to be such anticipation.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
There's Tyler Ferrero on Nighttime at noon. Golden Knights fans in need of some new gear for the next game or games. Show your VGK spirit. Visit one of the Vegas Golden Knights official team stores. The Armory, located at T-Mobile Arena, the Arsenal at City National Arena, the Livery at Lifeguard Arena, and the Saddlery at the Dollar Loan Center to get the most exclusive gear. Visit our website, vegasteamstore.com, or our social media at VGK Gear to get the latest updates and gear. We're back. Gary Lawless is going to join the show in a little bit on Nighttime at noon. If you're a schedule geek like I am, it's Darren Millard at City National Arena inside Studio 31 with Nighttime at Noon ahead of the Golden Knights against the Vancouver Canucks tonight. You can listen to it. The pregame show will actually be at 6:30 this evening. It's a half hour later, 6:30 to 7:30 with Ryan Wallace and then the game. The VGK Insider Show will take the air at 5 o'clock. I mentioned the schedule geek part of me. You go by days in the National Hockey League, and you get into the routine, the flow of it. Monday's soft. Tuesdays and Thursdays are crazy busy in the National Hockey League. Wednesday's quiet because it's a national TV night, so they have exclusive rights to that. And then Saturday's very busy. You look at the schedule tonight, and it's jammed because of U.S. Thanksgiving. And it always jumps out at you. You're like, what's going on? What's happening? So we got a lot of different games to get to. We'll give you some little tidbits to it. How about this one? The Hurricanes. This gets to days of the week again. Carolina Hurricanes take on the Winnipeg Jets tonight. The Hurricanes are 6-5-3 on every day that doesn't include Monday. So Tuesday to Sunday, they're 6-5-3. They're 4-0 on Mondays. That is the goofiest, geekiest stat going.
It's a geeky stat. I don't know.
You didn't want to argue with me on that one, did you?
No. And again, those kinds of things, there's no rhyme or reason to it. They're just numbers.
You know another one like that fits into that?
Sure.
Power play percentage or penalty killing percentage, home versus the road. That one confuses me because power play is the one where you have all the advantage. It's not like you're 6 against 5.5 at home or anything like that. It should be almost the same. I've never understood why there's a big difference or discrepancy with teams, whether they're at home or on the road in the power play.
Maybe there's a little more to that in terms of getting fancy things that you want to do, keeping it simpler on the road so you're better on a PK. Yeah. So there's those kinds of things that might play into it, but again, I just think it's you geeking out on numbers that are relatively random.
I like it when I are in our pre-show meetings that we have, mostly on text now, and I'll suggest a couple of things to producers, and then Daren Eliot will say, "What is that?" Like I'll get a side text.
Well, because
what is that?
I don't mind it. It's like, oh, that's really insightful.
You've never said that. You've never said, oh, that's really insightful.
Let me go study.
Yes.
But instead, it's like, well, okay, I'm going to have to talk about this. I'm either going to have to
how am I going to talk? That's what it comes down to.
It does. It's like, okay, well, how can you really justify this being in a show? Mm-hmm. You can't.
Okay, here's one. Vegas Golden Knights had the most points in the National Hockey League this year, trailing at any point in the third period.
That's valid. There's some good stuff there.
How do you explain their success?
Because they roll 4 lines, they wear teams down. There's lots of things that you can, eyeball test without analytics that might be something that doesn't surprise me because they have 4 lines. They play a relative balanced, and they've been get balanced scoring as a result. So you can trail, and games haven't gotten away from them. So it's been a 1-goal deficit, so they've been able to come back. That's good stuff there.
Jonathan Marchessault will play his 500th NHL game tonight.
That's huge. And Vancouver's at 8 goals is most of any Golden Knight against the Vancouver Canucks. 16 points tied with his line mate. So if you're looking for a line that might do some damage in this game, look to the Misfits. They've been good. They might have a breakthrough night tonight against the Canucks.
One of my favorite things with Marchessault is he's never far removed from cutting his teeth and cracking the National Hockey League. Like he knows it was a challenge.
Oh yeah.
He knows coaches didn't give him that clean golden path to the NHL. So he holds that and uses it as motivation. 500 games, it's a big thing to him tonight.
It should be for anyone who's ever laced him up. 500 NHL games, especially when you're an undersized guy that everybody said, yeah, that was a fluky year. Yeah, no, he can't do it. It's not sustainable. He's proven everybody wrong.
Alex Pietrangelo will hit 900 games Wednesday.
The way he plays the game, I know he plays he just knows how to pace himself. Like the guys that play on that back end, it's an old school way of playing. You can play lots of minutes. It's not all out all the time. He could play another 900 games the way he plays.
You know who he reminds me when you talk about pacing? Chris Chelios.
Yeah.
That guy, he could pace him. Pronger. could pace himself.
For sure.
Right.
I'm even going to go further back just in terms of style of play. Denny Potvin.
Okay.
That's who I think of when I see Pietrangelo. Didn't have a big slapper, good wrist shot. Could play in the trenches, but preferred to take plays, up ice and make moves up ice. But all those are like Hall of Fame guys we just talked about.
Pop quiz now. You mentioned a couple of names there.
Okay.
Denny Potvin, Chris Pronger,
Mm-hmm.
and Chris Chelios. Not really a pop quiz, more of a question to you. Who is the meanest out of those three?
Boy. You like to say that's a tie? Honestly, they were in their own way.
Chelios might be third in that vote.
Yeah.
And he could give it to you. He could stick you. Pronger was dirty.
Right.
And Danny Potvin, mean as a snake.
Right. And just as solid for that era in terms of build and man strength as it gets. I don't know. Chelios was pretty mean, but I'd have to go with Pronger just because of the dirtiness. Put him over the top, and he was bigger than both the other guys.
Okay, we got to take a break. Hotel California, spectacular Hotel California in Santa Barbara. California is a crown jewel of the Foley Entertainment Group located right by the ocean. Experience oceanside views. You've been there like 20 times and haven't invited me once just to hang out with you. 121 luxury guest rooms and suites. Taste the region's finest wine at the Society, State, and Mason Tasting Room. Society, State, and Mason Tasting Room. Can you tell I haven't been there yet?
You didn't write that. That's a tongue twister.
It is
there.
a tongue twister. You could, if I wrote it, it'd be like spaced out by 15 different dots in there as well. Unparalleled massages at Majoral, all in the heart of the American Riviera, designed for domestic and international guests alike. Hotel Californian is the perfect destination for any traveler seeking a one-of-a-kind luxury experience. Visit hotelcalifornia.com today and book your next stay. Go to the Society, State, and Mason Tasting Room.
Well done.
Yeah.
Get better, a little practice.
Yeah, can't fool me 4 times. We've got Gary Lawless coming up from Vancouver ahead of tonight's game against the Canucks. It's nighttime at noon on Fox Sports Las Vegas. Golden Knight fans can't get enough of hockey. Come check out the Henderson Silver Knights of the American Hockey League playing at the Dollar Loan Center in Henderson. Single game, group, and mini suite tickets for home games this season. It's on sale now. Contact Henderson Silver Knights ticketing team 702-645-4259 or visit hendersonsilverknights.com. They split a home-and-home series this past weekend with Ontario. Darren Eliot's having pen problems. He's going over to the reserve set. I'll take it from here. Let's bring in Gary Lawless, who's in Vancouver, perusing the lower mainland of BC. You got any scoops for us tonight for the game against the Canucks?
I don't know. I don't know what you know, Darren. Looks like Jake Lecision will draw in, and looks like Logan Thompson will be in net. And on the Vancouver side, it looks like Hoglander is out and Podkolzin is in. Podkolzin has had an eye injury. He got in a fight with A.J. Greer in Boston. And when they fell to the ice, Greer's hand got kind of in his eyebrow and cut him really bad. So he's just getting back from that injury.
I'm glad that didn't happen when you beat me up at that Fan Fest a couple of years ago.
I didn't beat you up. That was just a little friendly pillow fight.
Well, I never want to have a pillow fight again. Darren Eliot's with me in Studio 31.
Hi, Darren.
Hi, Gary, how was the Grey Cup? I know you guys got together on the road with the crew. How was the celebration?
It was a really fun day. It wasn't the outcome that I was hoping for. And I've been getting razzed by the players all day long. I actually have a royal blue blazer on today, and I walked into the dressing room after the skate, and I got hammered by the Golden Knights players. I think some of them actually may have invested on the Blue Bombers the way I got treated this morning.
Oh, you led them astray. We were at Hammers in Henderson at our own Grey Cup party yesterday, so it was a lot of fun.
Good showing by the VGK alumni, Randy Burridge, Rod Buskus, Jeff Sharples. You and me. It was good.
That Hammers place, that's where Sharples and Busky hang out, right? That's their spot.
Yeah, we had a really good time. Ray Elgard, CFL Hall of Famer, was there as well. Hey, talking about the potential change up front with Jake, this has been a long time coming. He's been patient with this to get up there and get going. Where do you think what do you think he has to do?
Well, I think Jake has to play his game. The one thing about him is he's got a great motor. He's really smart. Jake won't hurt you. Can he help you at the NHL level is the question, right? Can he add some offense and I think he's going to be with Cotter and Kessel. So that's the question. He's been able to do it at the American League level. It's funny, he took him a while in the Western Hockey League as a junior player to get going offensively. His first couple of years, he was good but didn't produce, and then all of a sudden, bang, he's a 20-goal guy. And that's the question for him: is he ever going to be able to do more than Czech? Can he create a little bit? And he's getting a chance to play with pretty offensive players tonight. Cotter, who he's familiar with, and Phil Kessel is obviously Phil Kessel.
Well, I think that's a good point you just brought up, Gary, that at the AHL level, Cotter and Lecision, they have some good chemistry. And I think there's going to be a comfort level in terms of them hunting the puck. They're very good in tandem at that. So I'm looking forward to seeing them have an instant chemistry and how that relates to Phil being on that line with them.
Brett Howden, he looked really good with the fourth line. Yeah. I picked up an assist. I before the game, I was talking to Kelly McCrimmon a little bit about Brett, and I just sort of, you wonder if the offense is ever gonna turn on for him. Like it did last year, but when it did last year, it was when he was playing with Carrier and Colasar on that fourth line. He looked more comfortable with those players against the Oilers, and that line was dangerous throughout the game. They did a really good job. Brett didn't fool around. When he got the puck, he got it in and then got on his horse and went after it.
What's the atmosphere like in Vancouver?
It's not good. It is, you go in the room and the players are all saying the right things, but Bruce Boudreau, who's won 600 games in the NHL, 600 plus, by the way, he's doing his little media briefing, and halfway through it, the question comes at him, do you and the players talk about the fact that your job's on the line right now? And the obvious answer is no. And Bruce says we talk about doing what we need to do to win, but it's no secret. Jim Rutherford and Patrick Galvin, Bruce isn't their guy, and I don't think there's any question if they weren't already paying Travis Green his salary that they would have convinced ownership that they needed to fire Bruce and would have gone another way. And so, listen, coaches, you guys know this as well as me, coaches sign up to be fired, but they sign up to be fired in a certain way. It's like when Gerard Gallant got fired by Florida. It was terrible the way they did it, right? They fired him over the phone. When you're on the road and you're going to fire a coach, you wait till you get to the next city. You get the plane tickets ready. You have a limousine ready. You bring the guy up to your suite. You fire him, and you say, "We've got a ticket for you to get you to, wherever you want to go, and we've got a car for you." There's no embarrassment. It's done in a professional manner. Well, Bruce Boudreau has been left a twist in the wind basically since the start of the season here, and even in the off season when they didn't extend them the way they did things. It's been I don't think it's the way you want to do it.
Well, I know it's only radio or the stream, but we've got a car for you as well because we got to fly.
See you, boys.
See you, buddy. There's Gary Lawless, VGK Insider, co-host of Lawless and Order on AT&T Sportsnet and the analyst on all games on Fox Sports Las Vegas.
Always good to hear from the lawman.
Awesome stuff today with Tyler Ferraro as well as Gary Lawless and the hockey talk with the entertainment mixed in. So much fun going into a busy week for the Vegas Golden Knights on Fox Sports Las Vegas. 3 games this week with one more on the way.